Oh, here at Morey's Piers, I got the daytime pass, which will allow me to ride until 7 o'clock, which Great White and the pier with Great Nor'easter, those open at 5, so I got 2 hours to get those 2 piers done. Although on this pier, this is the only thing to do, so I might save that till after 7 o'clock and just pay for a ride. But a much reduced rate to do the daytime pass. You just don't get any night rides. And I parked on the other side of the convention center. $7. And here at the main pier, it is just about 1 o'clock. Just about time for them to open the rides here. Waterpark's been open since like 9:30. Oh, within a couple minutes, got my wristband ready to go. So see, Serpent, this has the updated trains with the vest restraints. I did the SBF spinner first, Wild Wizard. It's another one of the, quote, higher models. And just like last night's, it didn't spin much at all. There was some very slight variety with each round, but not much. Still waiting on the boomerang. They have just sent out the 8th or 9th test run, and they might be almost ready to let people on. We'll see. There's a lot of some of the more mild and family-friendly attractions on this pier. Have the Music Express down this way. So I've completed the coaster credits on this pier. The Pinfari over here, Rollies. I was hoping that it was a 2 or maybe even 3 car train, but no, you only send out 1 car at a time, so there's no air time on the drops. And it has over-the-shoulder restraints, and I don't understand why. That's like, I don't know, that's weird. It's not even a forceful ride. The helixes don't pull any force, and at least it's not jerky. So you don't have to really ride defensively to avoid headbanging. It's just completely unnecessary to have them. Which I think over-the-shoulder restraints are always unnecessary for all coasters that have them. But especially, you don't need it on this, because this is very much a family ride. It's not intense at all. You get a couple little zippy drops, but it's a family ride if there ever was one. But it is a good family coaster. I got no complaints about it other than the unnecessary restraints, but they don't cause a problem. This is basically like a Schwarzkopf Wildcat. Nothing super special, but certainly nothing bad about it either. Sea Serpent is definitely the best coaster in the park. It's very forceful. It is glossy smooth. And it has vest restraints. So with vest restraints, you're not going to get any headbanging at all. Does it have the better trains, the better restraints, and probably redid the track to make it smooth, but also the braking is very, very gentle at the end. Sometimes if you've ridden these boomerangs, you know it is a jolting stop at the end whenever you rise up and then you roll back into the station and it jolts you again. Not this one. It's very smooth and fluid braking. So I rode this in the back row. If you ride in the back row of the car, you will get a little bit of airtime going down the drops. It's nothing substantial, but you'll definitely notice it. Imagine how it would be if it was a 2-car train. Just the second row was enough to pull some airtime. Although, you might get some headbanging too. You have to really defend against the headbanging if you're in the back. If you're in the front, you don't. But I still say go for the back for that airtime. And the boomerang has been down for a little while. I actually rode it like 6 times during the 1 hour that it was up, and then it broke down. Actually, I think it was up for less than an hour. I rode it 6 times during that time because it is that good. It's forceful, it's intense, it's smooth. This one must be prone to downtime a lot because it was late in opening and then it broke down. I rode Music Express. It runs a slower program. It does a slow and medium. It doesn't go fast, but it does do forward and backwards. So just waiting for this to reopen, although about a half hour I'm gonna make my way to the other pier just to be ready to go, because I'll only have 2 hours there to get everything done, including probably gonna want re-rides on the SLC. The Pirates of Wildwood 3D Journey. It's a slow-moving boat ride. You go past some set pieces, and like cardboard cutout kind of things, and you might have done rides like that before, but this one is 3D. They give you 3D glasses, so everything looks 3D, and it's really cool. And it did open a little late. That ride closed sign is actually for the Crazy Bus. So even though it opened late, at least it opened. I was able to get on it. Now there is a rule, no single riders are allowed on this. So if you are a single rider, find another single rider and join up with them. Just keep your eye out. You might have to wait around. It's worth checking out. It's certainly not a high thrill ride at all, but it's still pretty cool. It's worth doing even if you are a thrill seeker. So that's it from the main pier of Morey's Piers. So it took me 8 minutes to walk from the main pier over to here. And now I got 21 minutes till the ride's open. Dante's Dungeon. That looks pretty cool. I always love these kind of rides. Had one at Bell's. It's called Phantasmagoria. They do run 2 trains. It's nice to see them testing it 15 minutes early. It intertwines with that water slide. Is that water slide even open? I don't see anybody up there. These water slides, obviously those are open. I see people going up. There's regular tube slides. Oh, you got off in the distance there is the water slide where you get to fall like 6 feet. That one looks even bigger. I think the one over on the other side is like 4 feet. That one looks like a lot more. Probably a few more attractions off that way, but I'd then be getting into water park only area, and I don't have that wristband. View looking out over the beach before you drop is incredible, and then you're twisting around all these water slides. It is just so cool. I'm gonna go get the other credits, then I'm gonna come back and marathon this. And that thing was really cool. It's definitely worth checking out. I won't spoil anything, just ride it. I got on Doo-Wopper, the Zamperla Wild Mouse. I've done the one at Family Kingdom. I think this one was a little better. It's still trimmed heavily, but pulled some good laterals. And then Runaway Tram. I see what everyone loves about this coaster. It is an excellent family coaster. You pull some great laterals on the drop. I was in the back. Might even get a pinch of airtime in here. But it is a great ride. I thought about going around a second time, but you actually get to do it twice with one ride. So I'm gonna go check out everything else. Well, Great Nor'easter broke down. It operated for about almost an hour before breaking down. I did get 3 rides, and riding in the front, I would say is shakier than the back. When I rode in the back, it was glossy smooth. Riding in the front, it did shake quite a bit. In fact, that was shakier than T3, which I would say T3 is not very shaky. If you ride in the front, it does shake a little more than T3, but it's still not that terrible though. It's still my favorite SLC for sure. But I don't think I would say it's my favorite Vekoma. That still goes to Batwing. I've noticed here at the Morey's Piers that when they do have a breakdown, it seems to take a long time for it to get back up and running. They have to run a ton of test cycles before they can get it back up and running again. It's been down for a half hour. They've been running test cycles like the whole time. They took the red train off the track. Just now noticed that. Maybe that was the problem. But still, it took them a while to take care of all that and a lot of test runs. But I'm gonna see if I got 34 minutes to get over to ride Great White before my wristband expires. I could stay here and ride like the flying scooters up there but I've done those at other parks. I did this. I've done this at what was it, Beach Bend in Kentucky. Those are always cool. The Dante's Dungeon would probably be my second favorite ride at the park. Then it's either this or the Runaway Tram. I see Great White running. I got 24 minutes. I walked this far in 10 minutes. Power walking. It's not too incredibly full on the boardwalk, so you can find your way around. They are running 2 trains. Well, the last 2 hours were a little bit of a whirlwind. Doing the daytime wristband was the right way to go, but it does leave you with only 2 hours to take care of this pier and the pier with Great Nor'easter. So at 6:26 I was leaving Great Nor'easter, and then at 6:39 I was walking into the station of Great White. You gotta walk fast to do that and make your way around people. That can be difficult. And it can also be difficult to avoid copyrighted music blaring all over the place. So at 6:39 I was walking into the station of Great White for my first ride on it. And then at 6:58 I was walking back into the station for my third ride. So I was able to get 3 rides in the final 20 minutes basically of my wristband, although that final ride did come after 7 o'clock, but I got into the station, got my wristband scanned before 7. And I would say I saved the best for last. I do like Great White more than Great Nor'easter. Now, Great Nor'easter in the back row, I would probably take over Great White, but Great White overall, front and back, was equally good. Great Nor'easter was quite shaky in the front, so I think I'll take Great White over it, and Great Nor'easter, it's not going to be at Banshee level. It's possible I could put it as my 3rd or 4th favorite, probably 4th favorite invert, definitely ahead of definitely behind Alpengeist. But I think Great White's going to slide in ahead of Great Nor'easter in my overall rankings. It was a little bit shaky, but not bad at all. In fact, I think it's the perfect level of roughness for a wood coaster. This had the perfect amount of bite to it. It had some airtime. It was pretty mild airtime, but good laterals. And it was a fun layout. Even if the airtime strength was nothing to write home about, it was forceful, intense, and it had good variety. Well, I say variety, it does kind of do the same things over and over, but I still liked it though. I was thinking, like, compared to something like Comet at Great Escape, this is not as good as Comet. Comet actually has airtime. Comet has good airtime. If this had better airtime, it has some airtime, but if it had better airtime, then I would probably put it ahead of Comet. So that was my 44th new coaster credit of the year, and my first wooden coaster of those 44. Yeah, thanks a lot, Cliffs and Clementon. But those wood coasters probably wouldn't have been any good. This one was good. So, successful day here to Morey's Piers. My wristband time is over, and I'm going to Playland's Castaway Cove. Otherwise, I'd stay just to kind of take in the atmosphere. But I'll take in the atmosphere at Playland's Castaway Cove instead and get those credits.